All right, you guys, let's get into this video. Quick risk disclaimer. The information that you guys are going to get in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, to teach you guys a little bit more about E8 Markets, a prop firm company that offers forex and futures prop firms, also crypto prop firms as well. Let's get straight into this video, you guys. This is not financial advice. Do everything on your own terms. Do everything at your own risk, right? Trading is risky. And just want to give you guys a quick disclaimer. I did just recently purchase a phase 1 E8 signature account, you guys, right here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my risk plan to get this account funded and my risk plan to get multiple payouts with this account, you guys. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the risk plan, and I am also going to talk a little bit about, my whole trading plan as well, you guys. One of the things that have recently helped me pass my phase 1 with my Alpha Capital account is just simply being patient. There's times where, I've realized I've gotten myself into a lot of trouble trying to trade London session, trying to trade pre-market, just doing all type of things that don't really align with my system and align with my strategy. So that is one of the things I want to talk to you guys about and let you guys know, if you do want to eventually learn how to, get funded and get multiple payouts, you guys, you have to really learn how to be consistent with your strategy, right? With whatever your strategy is, because a lot of people think it's all about just learning ICT or learning retail or bullish or bearish flag and all of these different things. All of those things are good, and you do want to know how to read price action and things like that. But ultimately, when you find your system, one of the biggest things that you want to do is learn how to follow that system, you guys. So the reason why I purchased this E8 signature account is because I do believe that they're ending this deal soon. And honestly, you guys, this is just too good of a deal to pass up. We're talking about a 100K account for $179. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. If you guys are going to go and check out E8 Markets as well, make sure to use the link in the description below. And if you guys do purchase a account, make sure to use my code, which is code KRACKEN, you guys. And that is the best way to support my channel, you guys. So let's talk a little bit about E8 signature accounts, right? They do have 3 different E8 signature accounts. They have a 50K, 100K, and a 150K. I know the 100K is 179. The 150K, I believe, is like I believe it's about 250 after the discount, after you use my code and everything. But don't quote me on that. You guys will have to go in there and check for yourself. And then you do get 4% end of day drawdown, which is something that's, fairly decent. And then your profit target is going to be 6% on these accounts. So the reason why I say that's fairly different is because that's very similar to what we see in the future space, right? Where you get a 50K account with most futures companies, and then they give you 4%. Sometimes it's end of day, sometimes it's trailing drawdown, right? They give you that 4%, and then ultimately you have to make about 6%, right? Which is what we typically see in the future. So I was thinking to myself, this is actually a really good idea that E8 Markets is doing right here, because honestly, you guys, I'm not that big of a fan with a lot of the futures rules, and it's mainly just a trailing drawdown for me, to be honest with you. The trailing drawdown really sucks. Like, for example, Apex. Apex is hard because that trailing drawdown is nasty, man. I'm talking about you can literally make money on your trade and still take a hit on your drawdown, right? So I don't really like things like that. So I do like the fact that E8 is being innovative right now and coming up with so many different account types that people can choose from. And so far, this one is really nice because it's, in my opinion, it's affordable. I do believe it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to complete, but however, I do think it's completable, and that's what we're going to talk about right now, which is the risk management parameters I am going to be using, and risk management parameters that I feel like you guys should maybe consider using as well, if you're not at a level to where you're unlocking these accounts consistently and also getting consistent payouts, right? So let's talk about the 100K account, right? So I get a a 4% end of day drawdown. So that's only $4,000, right? So that's not that much, 4,000. So what am I going to do? I'm going to double that, right? So, but to double that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 4,000 divided by 8, right? So I'm going to go 4,000 divided by 8. So now instead of trading this account as if it's a 4%, I'm going to trade it as if it's an 8% drawdown. And per trade, I am not looking to risk more than a 0.5%, right? So what does that mean? That means every trade, I don't want it to be no more than a 0.5%, which is essentially $500 of risk, right? Now, that's very simple. And I know you guys are probably listening to this like, well, that's very simple. It's not, you're not really teaching us nothing new. If I'm not, great, right? So be it. Click off, I don't know, right? But here's the key, right? Here's the ultimate thing that's going to help you. When you're risking that half of a percent, you're not going all in as soon as you find a trade idea with that 0.5%. Now you got that 0.5%. I need you to divide that by at least 3, right? 3 to 5, maybe even 6 positions, right? So what I like to do and what I've been doing on my Alpha Capital account is, right, if I'm risking a 0.5%, which is $500 for a 100K account, every time I enter a trade, I don't want to be risking no more than $100 per entry, right? So what that does is, like, let's say, you get into a trade and then you get stopped out right away. Instead of losing that 500, which is a half of a percent, now you're just going to lose that 100 or maybe 200, depending on how many entries that, you have taken to begin with. So typically what I like to do is this, you guys. I like to take at least one entry, and then I like to give the market at least, 3 to 5 minutes to dance around so that I can see if I'm on the right side or not. Sometimes I do scalp, sometimes I do intraday trade as well. So sometimes, my trades may hit directly to take profit, or it might go directly into stop loss, right? But this is the reason why I do this, because think about it, you guys. If it goes directly to take profit and you was risking $100, and let's say it's a 2-to-1 and you make $200, right? You're not going to be mad at that at all. You're not going to be mad. If you can make $200 consistently, you can almost pass pretty much any challenge, right? So don't really always think about it's a very tight drawdown, right? End of day, I don't know if I'm going to pass. I have to risk 1%. I have to risk 2% in order for me to, pass these challenges really fast and everything like that, right? The goal is for you to not pass very fast, but the goal is for you to find consistency, right? And this is trading, right? There is almost no way for you to just never lose in trading. So the other goal is for you to learn how to lose, right? So in order for you to do better with losing, you have to learn how to risk less, right? So, and I'm not telling you to never risk a whole percent. I'm just saying you have to eventually learn how to risk a whole percent and do it properly by scaling into your trade, so that, when you're on the right side, you can risk that 1% and make 2%, right? But, and I'm speaking from experience, you guys, because I used to like just go all in on my trades all the time. I used to just, as soon as they go to my level, I'm pushing a button and I'm in that trade for 1%. I don't do that anymore. I like to really chop everything down, right? Divide everything up. If I'm only looking to risk a 0.5%, I'm going to divide that up by 3, by 4, right? So now I'm taking 3 to 4 positions, and when eventually, if I can even get all of those positions on the trade, because sometimes the market do take off without me, I am going to be looking to, eventually take on 3 to 4 positions, right? Maybe let's say $100 each. And that's going to give me some time so that if I do lose, I'm not losing the full risk every time, you guys. I think that is very important, right? And then here's the other thing too. I already mentioned following your strategy. That is very important, you guys. Whatever system you have in place, you need to follow it, right? You need to follow it as if Act like this account is already funded. Act like this account is already making you money, right? You want to treat this account like it's your baby. Treat this account like it's your wife, right? Treat this account like it's the most valuable thing that you have to your name, because these prop firms accounts can make you a lot of money, but you have to be disciplined, right? And what does that look like? If you make, $400, or if you make, let's just say 1% on your account in the New York session, close the apps. Stop coming back to the market. Don't go back into New York. Don't go back and say, I'm gonna do it again for the PM session when the market is getting ready to close. Learn how to be done, you guys. Trading, it can eventually get easy, but it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of consistency, and you really have to learn how to dial down your mistakes dramatically, you guys. You got to really learn how to dial those mistakes down as much as possible. If you guys can learn how to do that, I can almost guarantee you that you will eventually learn how to be successful with trading. Now, talked a little bit about my risk management plan. Now I just want to show you guys the E8 dashboard. I do love their dashboard. They have the trading calendar that pretty much shows you all of your, winning and losing days, right? They have trading symbols that you can trade. They analyze your volume, right? They got a leaderboard. So they have a bunch of different things that you guys can look at. I told you guys E8 is one of my favorite companies right now when it comes to prop firms, and I am not just saying that because I'm an affiliate. I'm saying that because these guys are killing it right now. I'm just going to be honest, and that's with they got futures, they got crypto, they got everything, man. So, and this signature account right now, I hope they extend this date a little bit further, because I do want more of you guys to take advantage of this deal while it's here, man, because there's nowhere else where you could get a 100K account, a 100K account for $179. I love Funder Pro, but Funder Pro just dropped a deal with their one step. It's almost $600, so it's almost 3 of these. It's almost 3 times the amount of this account, and that was a deal that Funder Pro did, right? And I love Funder Pro, but I'm an affiliate with them as well. However, I'm still going to give y'all the real deal Holyfield every time. So I'm going to be keeping y'all up to date with this account, you guys. Win, lose, or draw, it don't really matter. This is not going to define me as a trader, you guys. But I do like to try to be as transparent as possible and keep y'all up to date with everything that I am doing. And let's get it, man. Wish me luck. Drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, you guys, if you want to support this channel, drop a like, subscribe. And if you're buying prop firm accounts, make sure to click the link in the description below. Register with my link and use the code TRUCKIN at checkout, you guys. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out, man. Stay tuned. Hey, and stay tuned, because y'all know I post all the time. I post my trades on my community tab on YouTube. I try to be as transparent with you guys all the time. Sometimes I do be a little exhausted. I may not post some days, but that's just strictly because I'm exhausted and I'm tired. It's not because I'm trying to hide losses or hide a blowout account from any of you guys. It's exhausting. I'm trucking full time. I'm trading, right? I have so many different things to manage, but I am here to be transparent and to show y'all the ins and outs of everything that I'm doing. So let's get it, you guys. I'm very excited, and I will see y'all in the next video, man. Peace out.